the entire time I thought about the movie, The Prestige, right? And that's when all of us saw magic on the big screen, and we're like, oh, so that's the look in the inside. And I felt the same way as like Hugh Jackman's character. I was in it. I fell in love. I'm gonna tell you that too. I love the medium. I didn't know that much about it outside of what we all knew. You know, David Copperfield and David Blaine and all those guys. But Chris Angel is a legend in Vegas. I remember him since 2008 when one of my colleagues was actually choreographing his original show, and it was great to see him come up all the way to this and be a part of this magical production, pun intended. It was insane to me versus my opponent. In this case was a Marion. It was amazing because I was like, I'm struggling over here. Like he's putting in also a lot of I didn't know it was gonna be like that. But what I'm not gonna give away is the fact that one of the illusions was really hard for me. And it was so hard that I actually was like, I'm gonna raise my hand over here and I'm gonna say that I can't do it. And again, I'm not a sensationalist. I'm just exactly what on my mind is what I'm saying. I wanted to quit that particular number. We've done a lot of things. We've had a lot of opportunities for self-criticism, for general criticism. Mm-hmm. In my time right now, where I'm at, excuse me, watching my wife, who had a hard year to say the least, and a very tough last couple of months, to say the least. With my brother, who's had a very tough year as well, not related in most of it to what Peter had, obviously. But, a lot of people go through a lot of things. I am now watching, I'm getting goosebumps saying this. I am now watching my brother and my wife having an incredible time as a couple of very elite professional dancers. These type of couples also don't come together very often to do stuff, right? Just to do. And so a lot of dilution, let's call it that. A lot of everybody's dancing with everybody. But once in a while, you get a moment at a Val and Peter caliber couple, and you get a completely different sense of dance. But I was skeptical about letting such private things out in public. When it came out, I was also the guy who never expected to receive these things in the street. Hey, tell Peter so much thank you. So many women go through, I went through, my daughter, this, so like apparently the difficulties with having a kid aren't talked about in terms of this is happening to a lot of girls. And a lot of women, and girls and ladies, they're dealing with it in a very personal, blocked off, closed state, and in a way that is so detrimental, to the psyche, to the development, to all the other social things and everything else. So for me, having Peter open up and looking at it from a side was like, I wish more people did. I wish more people we know and cherish and look up to and idolize and buy their stuff, right? I wish more of them came out, hey, today I had this diagnosis, and not run around and post, a certain image of us on social media. The more real we are with each other, the better the society will be all around. Obviously, it didn't work, and Peter had one day of, it was also like really difficult to watch, but she had one day of the letting it out, if you will, and literally the next day she called Dancing with the Stars and got a job back. And it was like a statement of this isn't still, no matter how hard and how much I put out, no matter how much she waited, I wanted that's not going to define me, So I think that immediately is a great also step. Look at us. This isn't a TikTok success story, in fragments. And now there's a baby, and happily ever after. This didn't work. It didn't work. And so IVF story is a failure, and this is how we're dealing with it now. And so there's a lot in that as well. What's next is, we still want a family that's bigger than what we are. We still want to continue attempts, and we'll see what happens. Regardless of the fact we're going to have a bigger family, whether through adoption or whatever this may be. But I think that, this is not over for us. Time is amazing, and time puts things in perspectives, right? And perspective that I've all of a sudden kind of in is that, this was great when it was. Wasn't it? Dancing with the Stars was amazing, and it was consistent, and it was continuous, and we had it twice a year, and there was no jumping from networks and will it, won't it. Like, it was steady, beautiful 12 years of my life. But I believe that it was never going to be my entire life. Obviously, there was going to always be a transitional period. And right now, I'm in that period, and I think I'm at the end of it.